So, people have been asking me why I'm selling this car, the RX-7. I love the RX-7, but I don't make enough money to be able to build two cars. And when I say build two cars, I've had my dream car I've wanted to build for a long time. And the more time that passes, the more time I really don't touch the car and build it the way I want to. So that's why I listed the car for sale. So here's my dream car, my right-hand drive AE86 that I've had for a long time, 14, 15 years now, something like that. Ever since I lived in Japan, it's been my car. Has a healthy SR in it now. It makes over 400 wheel horsepower, but I've always wanted to build it my way. And my way is pretty much taking that and building it into here. I've always wanted an LS right-hand drive 86 for as long as I could remember, but really couldn't afford it. So, I thought, why not just go ahead and do it? And let's make it a completely different car by the time it's done. So I've already talked to someone who's going to help me out with fab work. We're sitting down to make a game plan. Drivetrain in this car is already sold to someone local, but it is going to stay in a right-hand drive car. So that works out for them. Next plan, over fenders. So I have these 40 mil over fenders that are going to be going onto the car. But not only that, this rear subframe and axle is going away. S13 independent rear end is going in this car. That's going to make it way wider. So I'm actually going to go over fenders, and then this portion of the over fender is going to get cut off for flares on top of that. So this car is going to be about 100 millimeters wider. The fronts already have front wide fenders on it, but I'm going to cut that flare off, and it's going to have the matching flare that's going to go on this car to match front to back. Also, rear mount radiator in the trunk. I don't want to take the glass out of the back of the car, so I'm going to try to work something to where the back of the seat portion and an angled radiator will be in the section closed off. Then these side windows are going to go away for plexiglass or some type of other plastic with intake vent here feeding into the radiator fans on both sides. Then cutouts in the top of the trunk and the rear of the car for the air to exit. If not, maybe box up the radiator to where all that flow just discharges out of the top of the trunk. So I'm trying to keep it neatly in the trunk as much as possible. Next thing, because the LS is going to go in this car, the tunnel is going to have to get cut out of the car and a portion of the firewall. Also speaking with the same person who's going to fab the FD spec roll cage to go in this thing. Trying to knock that out around the same time, because obviously fab work, everything needs to be figured out. LS, there's already a mount kit on the market, so I'll probably get that portion and kind of build up from there with where we want to sit the drivetrain in it. I'll probably end up doing some type of wide mouth bash bars like Plain Junkies on the front, probably a bash bar in the back of the car as well. Already ordered the conversion coilovers from DMAC, so I'm just waiting for those to come from Ireland. He just got finished with the drift game stuff, so talking to him, we'll try to get that in the mail whenever he gets back to the shop. Get some time to actually send him this way. Front angle kit, Just Engineering is the kit that I'm looking at. Kind of pricey, but a really nice kit. Very close to like a Wise Fab. I plan on running not the 15s that are on it now. I'd like to go up to a 16 or even a 17 because the car is going to be really wide. And then I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to cut this flare out, put the other over fender flare on it, and I'm probably gonna have to take this portion of the fender and bring it out more from the chassis, so some type of mount there. Already working with a couple sponsors and lining up some parts. Probably going to reach out to some more because obviously this is my dream car and I've wanted to build it for so long, and if I don't do it now, I'm probably never going to build it. So probably different seats. Like I said, this tunnel is going to be all new. Firewall is going to be new, so some of this stuff is going to get changed and disappeared for the new motor and stuff that's supposed to go in it. Clutch, I'm already working with someone who already run one of their clutches, so we'll see if we can work something out for different transmission. I don't want to run a 6-speed like the RX-7. I want to run a 5-speed, the new TKX that's out. because it'll support up to 600 wheel, and the drag racers have been saying it's really good so far. And it's a little bit smaller of a housing, so that tunnel won't have to be as big. So that's my plan. Let's take the time to actually build my dream car. You know, I've had this thing sitting in here. I don't really take it out that much. I mean, I love this car and I wish I could keep it, but money wise, if I keep this car, I'm gonna spend the money to drift it and run it because I do love it, but at the same time, like, I have to pick and choose for now. So depends on if it sells. If it doesn't sell, then I wasn't gonna go as expensive on an LS build for the 86 because it's 1,870 pound car as it sits right now, so it's very light, doesn't need all the power. But if the time frame doesn't work out and I can't find a buyer for this thing, then I'm going to pull this drivetrain out of it since it's built and it makes way more power than I really wanted to put in the red car, but I'll put that motor in it if I have to, and maybe throw a cheaper LS in it, make it a runner. It's already got everything else done to it, and sell it for a little bit cheaper so somebody can enjoy it, add on to it, make it their way, do whatever they want to do. So more to come.